Hi guys, welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I got this message right now from the Discord. They were telling me that PP Seeds was reading the DD that Realize did about my post on Connecting the Dots Part 14 about Sue Gove being tied to private equity and working directly for Apollo and being placed where she's at by private equity. Her relationships with Zells, things of that nature. But no, instead they focused on the parts that they want to focus on, like not digging deep into what was really said. So nothing was said by Realize that wasn't already proven. But he said, oh, like Truck Hero, you can't prove that she works for Truck Hero. And it's like, well, you really can't because they don't have to make an announcement. He's like, I never saw a filing. Truck Hero's a privately traded company. They don't have to make a press release. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to tell you what they're doing. They're a privately held company, so they're not public. So that's funny to me. But more than that, I just go based off of the information that the internet gives me, right? So I don't know how you can dispute something or not, or refute it, I should say, without that. But hey, well, neither here nor there. Nobody touched on the fact that Vicky McGuire worked with Sue Gove at Zells, and they both worked for Beryl Rath, who was the CEO at the time, who was appointed by Apollo. Yes, because it's Apollo-owned company, right? And she's the CEO. And the previous CEO was Robert D. Nicola, who was appointed by Apollo as well, because they both have ties to private equity via Macy's. That was part of the Drexel, Burnham, and Lambert deal. And that's all written in the book as well. It's called The Caesar's Palace Coup, and it gives you the history of all this if you ever read it. But more than that, they took her there. They took her to Vitamin World. She got the spot. That's the picture I showed. I didn't care about the guy in the picture that these guys were just talking about. Just so much misinformation being said right now on the PP show that they just they're trying to bend the story their way, and that's unfortunate because I'm about to expose another part of it. It's called Connecting the Dots 17, and I'm doing it right now, PP. I hope you guys pay attention because he wanted to bring up Redbox and the similarities of Bed Bath & Beyond and Redbox, and that's the DD that he wants to do. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing. Because I already know what Redbox is. And if you guys don't know, you should really do your homework before you start comparing the two. You know, 2016, when Redbox was looking to find a buyer and they found one called Apollo. Maybe you know this part, right? And then they went ahead and went with Apollo for a while. They merged. Apollo spun them off and broke them off into 3 companies, which is what you know as Redbox today. There was 2 other companies with. Don't worry, I'm going to say all this part. And then they went ahead and they went public via a SPAC. They tied up with the SPAC. That SPAC then turned into chicken noodle soup or whatever the hell it was. Don't worry. You want to go this route. You guys who do no due diligence on your investments want to call the guy out that actually digs the shit out. Hey, Realize, do me a favor. The next time you want to just do a piece about my video, don't do half the fucking work. Do the whole thing. Go to the video and do the real half. You know the part where I say, okay, guys, all of that was circumstantial. None of that's really pinpoint, but here we go. And then I start. Did you leave that part out? You did. People have seen the video. People know that you lost on this one. But you guys can cherry pick your information all you want. Tell me about Zells. Anybody out there, tell me about Zells and Apollo. And then I'll tell you who Sue Gove is, who Vicky McGuire is, who Beryl Rath is, and who Robert D. Nicola is. And then you'll see who gets appointed to new positions. Use the phrase, how do you know they got appointed? How would you ever know? Let me ask you something, jackass. How about Adam Aaron? Adam Aaron worked for Vel Resorts. Oh, that was just by chance, right? He was the president of the 76ers just by chance. Oh, he worked for Starwood Resorts and Norwegian Cruise Lines and AMC Movie Theaters just by chance, right? I know. It's all by chance. That's what it is. The same company that owns all those companies is the one who hires them. You guys are a joke. Hey, by the way, your stock's still 29 cents today. 28 cents right now in the after hours. I'm laughing the whole way. But for these guys to be making videos and going live on a Friday, hey, PP, you made your whole show about me? My Discord is blowing the fuck up. I'm not even watching. I'm having lunch with my son at the time. I get home, I sit down, and my Discord's blown up, 2,000 messages, and they're like, hey, Morantz, check this shit out. And I'm just like, wow, misinformation after misinformation. You think you won? You think you won some argument? Kid, look at the whole video. Look at all the lines. Because I'm going to keep digging. I don't stop digging. I already dug into you, PP. I dug into you and I found out who you were. That's right. You pumped 13 different stocks last year and they all failed because that's all you are is a Wall Street pumper. You try to get the crowd all riled up while you're doing what? Holding calls. That's what it is. That's what you stand for? Nothing? You have zero integrity. Don't worry, I know punks like you. And they walk. I'm still waiting for you to stand up tall on the channel. Yeah, it's a mystery, huh? Stand on your own 2 feet if you can, punk.